year 2016, I learned one of the greatest lessons that has helped me to be able to move towards the achievement of the vision and the passions as an individual. And that is what informs the theme for the year 2026, and that is bridging the knowledge action gap. And I refer to one of the statements well known, attributed to someone like John C. Maxwell, where the biggest barrier to success and personal growth is not the lack of knowledge, but the failure to act on that knowledge. And that informs what we want to focus to, and this is what I want to convey as a message to the Global Leadership Network Training Institute community and the global community at large. That if we can leverage, minimizing, bridging this gap, then we are able to tap into our capacity. When I learned this lesson in the year 2016, I took a step and I purposed that I'm not going to listen to any other speaker until I had taken action. I had learned a lot about book writing. I had learned a lot about pursuing your passion, pursuing your purpose, but up to the year 2016, I done very little. When I learned this, I took action, and today I am able to stand and be able to show some tangible results in terms of what we've been able to achieve. We've been able to publish 15 books, been able to train over 1,000 leaders, and the journey continues. This is what we want to focus on in the year 2026. How do we bridge the knowledge action gap? Because when we are able to work on this gap, then we're able to minimize on the effects of this gap in terms of how it hinders our growth, either at a personal level, as an organization, and also as a society. Look at the effect of the gap between what we know and what we do. If that gap is large, then it has a lot of effects. And just to cite a few of them, one is about stagnation and unfulfilled potential. Missed opportunities. There are opportunities that we miss when we learn, but we don't actualize that knowledge. Wasted investment. We're talking about knowledge decay. When knowledge is not utilized, when knowledge is stored without being implemented, then that is wasted resources, and the same knowledge can decay. Low transformation. We see people who are in class, people who are in churches, people who are in universities, but how are we able to apply this? So if we don't apply this, then you have a congregation that is not being transformed, and that calls for intentional action to bridge this gap. Productivity within the organization could be low. There are issues to do with unrealized purpose, aspiration, visions. There are many visions, there are many opportunities, and there are many people who have suffered and people who could be living a fulfilled life, but the gap is regarding how intentional we are in terms of actualizing this knowledge. And if we move towards the action, you see in the chart there, then we have high impact, people who are able to learn and implement the knowledge, take action when they tend to have high impact, high productivity. We're talking about purposeful living, we're talking about fulfillment, as well as visions that are actualized. There are many studies out there that have indicated what happens when people learn or people acquire knowledge, but they don't implement that knowledge. People forget about 50 to 70% of new information within 24 hours without application or without a review. After 1 week, up to 90% is forgotten without reinforcement. Only 10 to 20% of learners apply new knowledge without structured follow-up. Programs that include reflection, goal setting, continuous reinforcement, they boost retention up to 60%. to 90%. And approximately 75% of people maintain their resolutions after 1 week, 71% after 2 weeks, 64% after 1 month, and only 46% after 6 months. And the numbers continues to decline with the time. About 92% of people fail to reach their goals. These statistics speak a lot about why we need to be able to focus on this gap and how do we work around bridging this gap. As Global Leadership Network community, we have learned a lot. We spend time, spend resources being in classes, being in the masterclass trainings, but we want to move a step ahead and ask ourselves the big question: how am I applying this knowledge? The average retention rate based on different learning methods indicates that 5% people are able to retain 5% from lectures. This is what we also refer to as passive learning. 10% from reading, 20% from audio-visual engagement, where we watch or listen, and then 50% from group discussion, and 75% from practice by doing. And this is the area that we want to focus more on. That can we pause and ask ourselves, just the way I did in 2016, I have learned a lot. How has this knowledge transformed me as a person? I have been in church services, listen to someone a whole 1 year. Can I be able to sit down and account for that knowledge? And the retention goes higher when we are able to teach others or train others. Why the the knowledge action gap? Why does this action knowledge gap exist? What causes this? And I just mentioned a few of them. One is lack of immediate application. When we learn and we are not able to move ahead and apply, then that knowledge is wasted. That knowledge is not actualized. It doesn't transform us. Absence of accountability. And accountability here, we are talking about lack of systems to check our progress or follow-up, tools that can be able to help us to track our progress. We're talking about information overload. We are in an era where there's a lot of information out there. So as you acquire this information through YouTube, through all the programs that are out there, books, workshops, then we have to think about how do I structure the implementation of this program. So excessive content can lead to passive learning. We're also talking about a lack of systems and structures. Without routines, without processes, tools that will help us to manage this knowledge and also plan on how to implement what we have learned, then that broadens this knowledge action gap. Lack of tracking and feedback tools. Here we are talking about intentional reflection tools that can help us to pause, reflect, be able to look at the lessons and also track how we are applying this. Then passive listening, and already cited the study up there regarding what happens when we just listen and we are not probably taking action. We don't have systems to help us to be able to track our progress. So these are just a few reasons why this knowledge action gap exists. Then the big question is, how do we bridge this? How do we bridge the knowledge action gap? And bridging the gap requires intentional systems, accountability systems that will help us to be able to move from learning to execution, from knowledge to application. And some of the tools that we can use here, one is a personal planner and action tracker. And this is what we are releasing as Global Leadership Network Training Institute, a tool that will help each person to be able to plan the year and also to be able to track the year in terms of resolutions and in terms of the learnings. So, and the planner will help to break into small actions, whatever we are learning, into manageable actions, and also create structures and systems to be able to review and make adjustments. The other tool that can help us is a vision board, which is integrated with a planner and a tracker. Having a vision is one thing, But taking another step to be able to track the progress is another critical aspect that every individual needs to think about. So a vision board with integrated planner and tracker will help us to clearly define the vision and also translate the vision into specific action steps, and define timelines and also responsibility. Then the other tool that can help us to bridge this gap is learning to doing framework, applying or embracing a learning to doing framework. And the tool that we are using today has a number of frameworks that we can be able to apply. So these are practical model for converting knowledge into consistent action and also measurable results. The models that are in this book, one is the LACT model, and the LACT model basically helps each individual to be able to reflect on what am I learning if I'm in a setup, a learning setup. So the question would be, what am I learning? What is the new knowledge that I'm acquiring? And then how do I act? What am I going to do after I have learned this or acquired this knowledge? Then we move to where do I need to change? So sometimes knowledge will necessitate that we make some improvement. So what do I need to change? And then how will this transform me as a person? So the LACT method is a very good framework, and having gone through, after going through the tracker, you'll be able to have a deeper understanding. Then we have the PDSA, plan, do, study, and act framework. Again, that is detailed in this plan. And we also have the personal growth model that starts with what I believe as a person. Then from the belief, I make a plan, I take action, I look at the results, I see where to review, and the cycle continues. So these frameworks will help us to be able to move from just the learning to be able to take action and track our progress. The personal planner and tracker will help us to be able to set out our resolution with quarterly reviews. It will also help us to have a log of every event that is taking place once a week. Maybe if within the church context, this could be a sermon. Within a workshop context, this could be documenting what you have learned over that week. And it provides space to write from week 1 all the way to week 52. And it also provides monthly and weekly reflections and projections. So there are spaces, there are tools that will help us to be able to reflect and then be able to design our growth and accountability and consistency plans. The planner has a structure in terms of how we capture resolutions. Many times there is a tendency of capturing resolutions just in terms of bullets, but the tracker will help us to be able to capture resolutions in domains. And some of the domains include career and business. What do I want to do regarding career and business? What do I want to achieve in the year 2026 in terms of health and fitness, in terms of learning and growth? And here we define goals. We also indicate when timelines, where do I start, when do I end, and also the resources that we require, including accountability persons. Then we have the issue of reviews, because if I set the resolutions, then I need to take another step and be able to review. And therefore the tracker provides a tool to be able to undertake quarterly reviews regarding our resolution. The tracker also provides a weekly growth tracker, and this is where we, in the setup of an event, we are able to document which week it is, probably attending a particular event, which event is it, who is the speaker, where is the location, when is the date, what was the topic, and it provides space to write notes. And then, very important, key lessons and takeaway. And after that, they may come up with action steps. How do I apply this? And when do I commit in terms of time frame? Do I need someone to be my accountability partner? And then once I apply, what should happen? What is the change? So with the proper application of this weekly tracker, then we can be able to account for every week from week 1 to week 52 in the year 2026 and beyond. The tracker also provides monthly growth tracker where we sit down and look at the weeks in that particular month and then do a summary in terms of what is the theme and how well has the theme been actualized in that particular month. What is coming out in this month from what I have learned over the weeks, and then key lessons applied from the weekly trackers, learning and skills developed. How have I grown in terms of my skills? What are the key achievements? And then we also ask ourselves, what habits or systems have I been able to build in the course of that month? And what adjustments do I need to undertake moving forward? It is my humble appeal that if we embrace such tools, then success will take care of itself. I invite you to consider reaching out, getting a copy for yourself, a copy for your friend, a copy for your family, a copy for a leader. And we're giving a good offer. For one piece, it's 1,000. But if you get 5 pieces and above, we're able to get a wholesale price. And look forward to hearing from you. And reach out to us in the contacts that are indicated on the screen. As we move forward, let's purpose that the year 2026 will be the year of action. Thank you, and see you at the top.